Hello, everybody. Dale Dickerson, Coach Jason Russell. Coach, we had a tough loss Friday night.
Yeah, we had a really good football team came to town, Grenada. Like we talked about, before, they're really well coached. They're talented. They're talented really at every position. Their running back's really good. They got a good quarterback. Their defense is just stingy. They've got D1 players on both sides of the ball. I mean, I knew going into the game they were a very, very good team. And obviously, I just don't think we played well. On top of that, I think we had a chance to be in the game and to compete with them, but we missed too many blocks. We let guys fall off of blocks. We didn't get off blocks on defense. And then the missed tackles. We had 17 missed tackles on defense, and again, we're practicing tackling every day. That's what we're doing, and we're tackling live in practice, and we're doing everything we can to fix that. But 17 missed tackles is just you can't overcome that on defense.
Well, you were talking about the D1 players. I noticed they had a wide receiver that was 6'4", and when they replaced him with a guy who was 6'8". Yeah, you don't see that much in high school at all. That's tremendous height for a wide receiver.
I'll tell you this: just watching them walk by, shaking hands and stuff after the game. I mean, they're all 2 or 3 inches taller than us. I mean, but that's no excuse. I mean, we're not the biggest team out there. We know that we're going to be outsized just about every week right now. I mean, that just is what it is. We don't have a lot of big guys, and as we have to play well. And I told the kids that we're going to have to play well to win this game. And I thought we had a chance to win that game, and I still think if we had played well, we have a chance to win that game. Yeah. It's a team that took DeSoto Central. Beat DeSoto Central by 1 point. Obviously, that was a game we were right in the whole game. Again, we had way too many missed tackles. They have They have 2 really talented running backs. They beat us on a couple deep passes. Just things that we've just got to get cleaned up.
With the offense, we talked earlier, we got running back, our best running back, we had 900 yards in offense the first 5 games, hadn't played again. Mm-hmm. Our quarterback wasn't available, so we had a kid that came in and played quarterback who'd been hurt for 2 weeks before that, and then came in with a week's worth of practice in a game practice setting, mm-hmm. and looked really good for the situation he was thrown into.
Yeah, he didn't throw for a ton of yards, but we had multiple. I think we had about 5 different drops in the game, balls that hit receivers in the hands.
Yes.
So, his game completely changes. I mean, we had a curl right over the middle that hit us right in the chest. We drop it. We had just a little check route on the sideline it would have been a first down. We just drop it. I mean, had a screen pass. We dropped it. We had another check route on the other side. We dropped it. I mean, these are all drops. Ball hit our receivers in the hand. We've got to do better than that, especially when you have a guy who hadn't played that position a whole bunch in there. He threw 3 picks in the game. One of those I attribute to him. He stepped up. The pocket collapsed. I thought he did a great job moving in the pocket, stepped up, eyed the open receiver, threw it, and it just sailed a little bit on him. It was over the middle. So if you sail the ball over the middle, it a lot of times a pick. And again, the kid made a great play. It was a diving interception.
It was.
The two interceptions they made early were diving interceptions. One of the other interceptions, it was a bootleg play. Their defensive end didn't believe it, and he saw our H-back coming across, and so he peeled off, and he hit us right as we threw it, and it hit his arm, and he had made the right read, and the ball just fluttered, and again, their guy makes a diving interception. The last pick was at the very end of the game. We were running pretty much wide open, and they tackled our receiver right in front of the ref. He doesn't call it, and they get the pick. And that's the third. So you look at it. He made the right read every time. Every time, as far as where he went with the ball, he made the right read. He really missed, I think, I know of 2 throws in the game that he just missed a guy. That's going to happen to anybody. And then the picks are just, like
stats
I said,
don't always tell the story like that.
No, they don't. They don't. I mean, if you're there and you watch that kid play, I mean, that kid did a great job playing, I thought. And anyway, he's a good player for us.
Well, we got one thing we want to do emphasize on our defense. We had a new school record set. Jerry Wall, Mr. Play It Everywhere,
Yeah.
had a new school record.
Yeah. Well, I joking about Jerry. I mean, he could be. Jerry is a very good player wherever I put Jerry. I mean, Jerry, in his high school career, Jerry has played nose guard. He's played outside linebacker. He's played safety. He's played corner. He's played inside linebacker. That's every position on defense he has played at some point. He's played everything. He's played defensive end at one point. Everything, I think, except for maybe a 3 technique. I don't think he's ever played that. But he's played every position on defense. On offense, he's played running back and he's played H-back. I mean, and he's played quarterback. We have a package where he can play quarterback. I mean, the kid can do just about anything. Of course, I'd love to have about 3 or 4 more of him, because I could put him in those kind of places. But, he's a really talented kid, and he picks it off in the end zone, takes it all the way back. It's a 103-yard return for a touchdown, like you said. That's
and he's breaking tackles.
Yeah.
After on by the 10-yard line,
yeah.
He's breaking tackles and still outruns everybody.
And still outruns everybody, and I think the stat line says it's a 100-yard return because high school football doesn't allow you to count the distance in the end zone, but 133-yard return.
Well, if you watch the replay, and we'll show that in a few minutes, their quarterback was scrambling trying to find a place to throw the ball, and Jerry was on the opposite side of the field and went all the way across the field to almost the other corner to make the interception. He covered a lot of ground in that end zone.
He covers a lot of ground all the time. I mean, it's just, and we've of course with Kylan being out right now at running back, we're asking him to play running back, which is a physically draining position because you're dragging people or running as hard as you can. I mean, there's no really plays off other than when we throw the ball, and we really need to run the ball right now with, so then you put him back over there on defense and he's running around everywhere. So, the guy's giving everything he's got.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at a couple of the highlights. We got one of the passes here. This was Bobo throwing to Britton Trailer. Pretty pass here.
Yeah, this is great right here. Steps up, throws a strike right here over the middle in the open space in between the defenders. That's a big time throw. I mean, kid's got a great arm.
Yeah, he's got a great arm, and like you said, he stepped up in the pocket. He didn't just pull it down and start running. When he got a little bit of pressure, he stood there and made the throw. It was a great job.
Yep.
All right, let's look at the interception. This is, like I said, a new school record. And it took a long time for this play to unfold because their quarterback was scrambling all over the place trying to find somebody to throw it to.
Mm-hmm. I'm at this point, I'm looking around the field just trying to see if there's any flags.
That's what I was looking for flags. I wasn't watching him run. I was looking back for flags.
I was looking because at that point I knew, okay, nobody's going to catch him. So I'm just scanning the back there and just making sure there's no flags on the ground. Cause
after watching the replay, I got a kick out of Coach Frazier. He was doing his best to sprint down the sideline.
Oh, yes, absolutely was. Absolutely was. So big time play right there by Jerry. And, we'd love to have more of that, this week. And we got a big time game coming up this Friday versus Saltillo.
All right, let's talk about next week. Saltillo had I thought, an upset last week. They beat Lake Cormorant, who's had a really good season this year.
Yeah, I mean, Lake Cormorant started out 5-0, and they're 0-2 in the district right now, and they got beat last week by Saltillo. So again, that old adage holds true that anybody can beat anybody at any night. And our kids know that going into the game that we're going to have to play hard to beat them. Can we beat them? Absolutely, we can. But we're going to have to play the game. We're going to have to play the game the right way. We're going to have to stay on blocks. We're going to have to not. We're going to have to get off blocks on defense. We're going to have to tackle. We can't have 17 missed tackles. We got to throw. We got to catch. There's just all the fundamentals is what it really comes down to. Football is not a complicated game when you get down to what actually wins and loses. You can draw up a ton of X's and O's, but it comes down to one-on-one matchups and who makes plays.
Yep. All right, we got the game Friday night. We will not be able to broadcast. They do not have a visitors press box, so we'll be no broadcast. But we will be back next Monday for the coaches show after the game. So thank y'all all for tuning in this morning. See you later.